Welcome to your SkyBridge Plus Quick Start Guide. Hi, I'm Cody, W3AMG with BridgeCom Systems. Today's video will take you step by step through setting up your new SkyBridge Plus digital dual band hotspot. Are you ready? Well, let's get started. So now we are going to unbox the new SkyBridge Plus. So as you can see, it comes in this pretty box here. I've got SkyBridge Plus on the front, so we will open it up like so. Then take out the SkyBridge Plus. So here we have it. It's a nice gloss finish. We'll set that aside. Then further into the box, we can pull up this tab. We have, looks like a car power adapter, so you can plug in your SkyBridge on the road. Then we have an Ethernet cable. This will be used to connect it to your router or other Ethernet device. Then we have a, looks like a micro USB cable. This is going to be used to power the hotspot. Okay, then here's a wall wart for that hotspot. This will be used for power as well. Here we have the antenna. And then finally, here is a battery for on-the-road use, I believe. Let's open it up real quick. Okay, here we go, perfect. Yeah, this is a, let's see what this looks like. Yep, we have a small battery here. This is perfect if you want to use this on the go, you know, maybe on a park bench or something like that outside of your vehicle. This car charger should be able to charge both your battery and the SkyBridge. So if you want to charge the battery instead and have it ready for the go, you always have that with you. So let's get this ready so we can program it and start using it. So first up, go ahead and take your antenna, screw that onto the SkyBridge. Make sure not to cross thread it, but it goes on there pretty easily, like so. Now from here, we're going to unwrap our wall wart. There we go. Then take your micro USB cable. There we go. Now we can plug the micro USB cable into this side of the SkyBridge, just like that. That's what it will be powered with. And then go ahead and take your Ethernet cable. Then the Ethernet cable is going to be plugged into this side of the SkyBridge. There's only one place for each of these to plug in. You can't mix it up. And then finally, just plug your USB cable into power, like so. Now, I already have these plugged into the wall, so what I'm going to do, we'll take the Ethernet here, and then over here, we will plug in the power, just like that. And you can see the SkyBridge is turning on. It's initializing, so once this boots up, we are ready to program it. Now that we've gone through each item you'll receive with your SkyBridge Plus hotspot, let's jump right into the programming. Pay attention here, and feel free to slow down or rewind the video so you don't get lost.
This is Sebastian, KB0TTL. Today I'm going to show you how to go ahead and configure your new SkyBridge Plus. And let's go ahead and get started here, first of all, by accessing the SkyBridge Plus via the IP address or static IP address that your router creates for your SkyBridge Plus device. So first of all, I'm going to go and launch my CMD prompt or command prompt. And when I get in here, I'm going to tell it to do an IP config. All right, so the default gateway is typically the address of the router itself to which we're going to log in. So we know just from reading this here that it's going to be a 192.168.2.1. It'll probably be different on yours, so pay special attention to that number. I'm going to go ahead and launch our browser here. We're going to give it the 192.168.2.1. And do enter. The username and password that it's asking here for is the username and password for your router. For a router that's unconfigured, it's oftentimes username admin, password admin. In this case, this is just the shop username and password. And you might need to contact your ISP or internet service provider if you do not know what the default username and password is of your router. Other times, you could flip your router over and it'll be written right on the bottom, real convenient like. But just in case for you it's not that convenient, don't hesitate to pick up the phone and call your internet service provider to get into your router. We're gonna go ahead and sign in. We're gonna have a look at the attached devices. This is where we're gonna go ahead and get the static IP address for the hotspot that we care about. It's going to be a wired Pi-Star device. It's actually a few of these in use here in the shop, but let me get the one that we're dealing with here, and then we will continue. And we've just located the one that we're interested in. Okay, so once you've logged into your Pi-Star device, what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and move over to configuration. When you click configuration, you might be prompted to enter in a username and password. What's going to come default for your SkyBridge Plus is a username of Pi-Star, that's Pi-STAR, all lowercase, and then a password of Raspberry, RASPBERRY. So we're going to go ahead and go to configuration, and yes, it is asking me for that. So just like I told you, it's Pi-STAR, and then Raspberry. And then we're going to go ahead and log in. We're going to want to make sure that DMR mode is toggled on. We'll go ahead and enter the call sign that we're using up here just to show a fresh configuration. I'm just going to overwrite what's already on here and put in my information here. So I'm KB0TTL. I'm going to go ahead and put my DMR ID in here. By looking it up over here on the radioid.net. Go ahead and put myself in here. It's going to let me copy and paste my DMR ID. Hey, while I'm in here, I'm also going to show you guys how to safeguard your hotspot and the new protocol that BrandMeister is also recommending that you do in order to do that. So my DMR ID is what I'm going to use, since this is going to temporarily be at least my SkyBridge while I'm standing here. Okay, so the frequency that you have in your code plug on your radio, that you have all of your DMR channels programmed to, is what you're going to enter in here. So that's still 446.525. So that's still going to be correct for me. It may be different from you depending on how you have your hotspot channels entered in your Anytone radio. Okay, latitude and longitude you can find just simply by Googling. Yes, I'm still in Smithville, country USA. I'm going to go ahead and link the QRZ address over to my call sign. Leave this alone, it comes pre-configured correctly. But just in case you've misconfigured it, it is dual band for Pi GPIO. The node type, private or public. Now here's a good question here. Do you want it private or public? If you select private, only you are going to be able to access your hotspot with your radio and DMR ID. That is, if a friend comes over and tries to use your hotspot in private setting, they won't be able to. If you put it over to public, anybody with any DMR ID that is within your immediate vicinity can use your hotspot. So in this case, because we're a shop, a lot of us are licensed hams. I'm going to go ahead and leave that on public just because a few people like keying into these hotspots that we have around here periodically to access. And to answer your question, if somebody else with a different DMR ID accesses your hotspot, the ID in their radio is what goes through to the network, not yours. So it will show that they are the ones talking. So that's cool. All right, we're in Central Time, America, Chicago, and English US. I believe the default on that is English UK. So if that comes up as English UK, go ahead and set that to English US. Pi-Star software is actually written in UK, so that's why it's going to default to their homeland, UK. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so we have our DMR master servers. And here in the United States, there are 3 DMR master servers. We have 3101, which is going to be your East Coast. We have 3102, which is going to be anywhere from the Detroit area on out to the Rockies. That's the middle section. And we have 3103, which is the West Coast. So we are in zero land here in Smithville, Missouri. So we're going to stay right with 3102. Now this does bring me to one other thing here, and that is hotspot security. You have to set a hotspot security pin with BrandMeister, which means you now need to go over to BrandMeister, the website, and actually log in, create an account. We have a spare video on how to do this, and set up a hotspot security password. I'm going to go ahead and put in my password. Let me scroll up here. Looks like I have to actually highlight here. I'm going to go ahead and enter mine and save. And once all this is in, I'm ready to go ahead and apply changes. So basically, I'm now programming this hotspot, which was for somebody else. When you get it, it's just going to be a blank hotspot. This is actually set up for somebody else here in the shop, and it gave me an opportunity to go through and change everything that needs to be changed, and then to get this to run, so to run with my ID and password. So there you have it.
Before we end today's video, I have an important question to ask you. Do you have a hotspot security password with BrandMeister? Well, if you don't, then click the link down below to a video that we made specifically that will show you how to get one. If you do, then you're all good. Your SkyBridge Plus hotspot is now set up for you to start making contacts across the world. Thanks again for watching. I'm Cody, W3AMG with BridgeCom Systems, 7-3.